Hii ilifanyika kule Kismayo, Mheshimiwa Rais, mnamo mwaka 2012, ambapo vile vile mkuu wa majeshi yetu ya ulinzi hapa nchini mwaka huo alikuwa ndio SOA Generali Charles Kahariri. Anafahamu kinachoendelea mahali hapa, Mheshimiwa Rais. Endapo tutabakisha chochote, basi atakuwa karibu kabisa kukunong'oneza. Hivi sasa wanajeshi hawa ikiwa wameshaingia katika ngome ya maharamia, wanajeshi ambao wamepata mafunzo ya hali ya juu kabisa, Mheshimiwa Rais, ambao wamerusha moshi ule kuendelea kumtatiza adui, wana uwezo wa kulenga shabaha. Tuwape makofi mazuri baada ya kufanya uokoaji wa mateka wale wakiwa hai na salama. Wanajeshi hawa wanafahamika kwa ustadi wao wa kulenga shabaha. Anapowekewa mwili wa mwanadamu, akiambiwa jicho, basi yeye hulenga jicho. Akiwekewa vidole vitano, Mheshimiwa Rais, basi ana uwezo wa kulenga kidole atakachoambiwa. Anapoandikiwa nambari, akiambiwa lenga nambari 51, basi anaweza kupita nayo kikamilifu. Asante sana Mheshimiwa Rais. Huo ni mwisho wa onyesho hili la kivita. Hivi sasa tukielekea upande wa angani, kumradhi, kuna wanajeshi wetu Pathfinders, ili kuongeza chachu ya operesheni hii, Mheshimiwa Rais, na kuhakikisha usalama baharini. Jeshi la wanamaji wametuma Pathfinders kushuka kutoka urefu wa futi 6,000 ili kufanya upelelezi wa kijasusi katika fuo zetu za bahari, ili kusitokee uvamizi mwingine kama huu hivi sasa, Mheshimiwa Rais, tunapoona pale chini wakiandaa maeneo ya Green Eagles kutua hivi sasa, ikiwa wameshashukishwa na ndege aina ya Skytrack, ambao hawa ni wanajeshi 6 wakiwa angani. Wa kwanza ikiwa ni Senior Sergeant John Njoroge ambaye ni Jump Master, wa pili Senior Sergeant Kide ambaye amebeba bendera ya nchi yetu, watatu ni Captain S1 ikiwa amebeba bendera ya majeshi yetu ya ulinzi, wanne ni Senior Sergeant Mudhama ambaye vile vile amebeba bendera ya jeshi letu la wanamaji, watano Senior Sergeant Gerard Kinywa, huyu ikiwa amebeba bango linalosema Kenya Navy at 60, bango ambalo limebeba kilele cha uadhimishaji huu wa miaka 60 ya jeshi la wanamaji, ikiwa wametengewa maeneo mbalimbali ya kutua. Upande wa nje, wa kwanza kabisa Jump Master Senior Sergeant Njoroge akielekea kutua maeneo yale, tumpe makofi mazuri. Wa pili ikiwa amebeba bendera yetu ya taifa letu tukufu la Kenya, Mheshimiwa Rais, huyu anafahamika kama Senior Sergeant John Kide, akishuka kwa utaratibu ikiwa amenyoosha miguu yake, bendera yetu ya taifa letu iliyobeba rangi zote 4 ikipeperuka, tumpe makofi mazuri. Hivi sasa angani, Mheshimiwa Rais, ni Captain Valentine Esiwani ambaye tunamtarajia kutua mahali hapa muda wowote, akiendelea kupambana na upepo mkali kule angani, akifanya mahesabu yake, huku ikiwa amebeba bendera ya majeshi yetu ya ulinzi, ikiwa anakagua anga. Wananchi tutulie, tuendelee kutazama katika runinga tulizotengewa, tutaweza kuona yote yanayojiri. Akishuka kwa ustadi kabisa Captain Esiwani, ambao wanajeshi hawa mara nyingi, Mheshimiwa Rais, hufanya operesheni hizi za kivita usiku wakati anga imetulia na adui ikiwa amelala. Wanajeshi hawa vile vile hufanya operesheni hizi. Upande wa baharini kunafanyika sail through, ambao mashua zetu za kijeshi vile vile wanahakikisha bahari yetu iko salama kama ada ya jeshi la wanamaji ujasiri baharini. Anashuka kwa ustadi kabisa Captain Valentine Esiwani, tumwandalie makofi mazuri kiwa amekunja miguu yake kama mwewe. Makofi mazuri kwake Captain Esiwani. Hivi sasa angani, Mheshimiwa Rais, ni Senior Sergeant Mudhama. Huyu ni mpiga mbizi wa jeshi la wanamaji ambaye ni hodari sana katika bahari hii. Ana uwezo wa kupambana akiwa angani vile vile baharini. Anajua chini ya bahari hii imebeba nini, kwa sababu Kenya Navy Divers hufanya mazoezi yao kila siku masaa 24 katika bahari hii na kukagua bahari yetu, ndiposa taifa letu liwe salama wa salmin. Ikiwa amenyosha miguu yake kule angani, amebeba bendera yetu ya jeshi la wanamaji, tumpe makofi mazuri kule angani. Akija maeneo ambayo ametengewa, Senior Sergeant Mudhama, vile bango la jeshi letu la wanamaji likishukishwa kwa ustadi na Senior Sergeant Gerard Kinywa. Vile tuwape makofi mazuri wanaposhuka katika bahari hii. Ikiwa hawa wote basi ni kutoka jeshi la wanamaji, wameamua kushuka kabisa mbele ya Mheshimiwa Rais, tuwape makofi mazuri. Overall Jump Safety Coordinator ikiwa ni Warrant Officer 1 Obadia Midibe, ambaye hivi sasa yuko pale chini. Mheshimiwa Rais, vile ningependa kuchukua fursa hii adhimu ni kuombe utazame upande wa bahari ambako kutakuwa na bango kutoka kwa Kenya Navy Divers. Mheshimiwa Rais, kwa heshima na kuomba ubaki mbele ya jukwaa ukitazama baharini. Kutakuwa na bango liloandaliwa na jeshi letu la wanamaji ambalo linasema Kenya Navy at 60 steadfast at sea, ujasiri baharini. Muda dakika yoyote ndio hao hivi sasa wanatoka, ambao limebebwa na Sergeant Arafat. Alipokea mafunzo yake haya kule nchini Israel akisaidiana na Koplo Local. Tuwape makofi mazuri. Kenya Navy at 60 steadfast at sea, ujasiri baharini. Vile Mheshimiwa Rais, ningekuomba uendelee kusubiri mbele ya jukwaa wakati ndege aina ya helikopta, ndege Puma, itatupitishia bango vile inalosema hongera Kenya Navy at 60, na huo ndio utakuwa ni kilele cha onyesho hili la kivita. Muda na dakika yoyote ndege itapita na bango inalosema hongera Kenya Navy at 60. Tuendelee kutazama runinga zetu tunapowasubiri hivi sasa. Mheshimiwa Rais, jeshi la wanamaji masaa 24 na siku 7 wanahakikisha fuo za taifa hili ziko salama wa salmin. Vile wavuvi wetu na wale mbalimbali wanaotumia bahari hii wako salama. Vile inajitahidi sana kupambana na vikundi haramu kule baharini ambao wanamiliki silaha kali kimagendo. Vile hupambania shughuli mbalimbali za taifa letu. Wote tutazame angani, tunaona ndege aina ya helikopta Puma inasema Kenya Navy at 60 hongera. Tuwape makofi mazuri tunapoelekea kilele cha onyesho hili, na hapo ndio mwisho wa maonyesho haya ya baharini, ambayo vile tumeweza kuona ushirikiano wa majeshi yetu pamoja na asasi mbalimbali nchini kwa kile tunachokiita multi agency, vile ushirikiano wa majeshi yetu ya ulinzi, Mheshimiwa Rais, kwa kile tunachokiita joint operation. Hivi sasa ningependa kuchukua fursa hii kumpisha mwenzangu Sergeant Misango Mbai aendelee na kipindi cha burudani.
Asante sana mwenzangu kwa kuweza kutuletea onyesho hilo kwa njia ya shwari. Mheshimiwa Rais, tunaingia katika kipindi cha burudani, na watakao kutufungulia siku ya leo ni vijana pamoja na wanafunzi kutoka madaras ya jeshi letu la wanamaji, ukipenda kwa lugha ya Kimombo Kenya Navy Mosque. Kisha baada ya hapo tutaweza kuwa na Kenya Navy Comprehensive School pia wakiweza kutuletea shairi, na mwisho kabisa tutaweza kuwa na muungano kwaya ambayo inaongozwa na kanisa la Kikatoliki na hali kadhalika kanisa la Kiangelikana. Mwisho tutaweza kuwa na Profesa Hamo ambaye ni mcheshi maarufu katika taifa letu la Kenya. Kenya Navy Mosque ama ukipenda wanafunzi wa madaras kutoka jeshi la wanamaji. Iwapo mko tayari, uwanja ni wenu. Mheshimiwa Rais, karibu.
1, 2, 3. Mbele ni wanafunzi kutoka Madrasati Salam Islamia Kenya Navy, tayari kwa kariri ya shairi lenye mada wanamaji twashukuru kwa 60 kufikisha. Karibuni. Twanza kae rabuka kutaka zake baraka, ndo Mola alotukuka kwa mengi anasifika. Muhalikumu epuka na tendako tukafika, wanamaji twashukuru kwa 60 kufikisha. Kuanzisha Kenya Navy hapa kwetu na nchini, naambia sasa hivi muliweke akilini. Mambo haya kuwa hivi tulianza msingini, wanamaji twashukuru kwa 60 kufikisha. Ni hapa chukueni ndugu hata majirani, 1900 mwaka wa 460. Disemba 14 ndo tangia gazetini, wanamaji twashukuru kwa 60 kufikisha. Walokuwa makamanda zama hizo ndugu zangu, si wa Kenya si wa Rwanda, ni asili ya kizungu. Japo hatukulipenda tulisubiria Mungu, wanamaji twashukuru kwa 60 kufikisha. Muafrika wa kwanza kuongoza Kenya Navy, wazungu walomfunza kupigana si uvuvi. Wanamaji alitunza kwa usawa wa ugavi, wanamaji twashukuru kwa 60 kufikisha. Mwaka unoni wa heri uliopangwa kwa mazuri, CDF kahariri ni mwanamaji hodari. Rais kamhitari kumfanya jemedari, wanamaji twashukuru kwa 60 kufikisha. Hapa Mtongwe shinani tunaye baba Otieno, si mvivu asilani, bidieni mfano. Hakaitu afisini mwendo ni hana mabano, wanamaji twashukuru kwa 60 kufikisha. Amina Rabbi amina, tamati sisi twafika, twakuomba Maulana tumiminie baraka. Na nyoyo za kupendana tuwe kwalo twasifika, wanamaji twashukuru kwa 60 kufikisha. Amina Rabbi amina, tamati sisi twafika, twakuomba Maulana tumiminie baraka. Na nyoyo za kupendana tuwe kwalo twasifika, wanamaji twashukuru kwa 60 kufikisha. Asanteni.
Tuwapongeze kwa makofi mazuri.
Twamshukuru Maulana kwa kuwafikisha, nasi tumefika. Ni sisi mabanati wanamaji samawati, twawaletile leo miaka 60, situandamane. Sherehe imeshafika, Navy twafurahia, Navy 60 miaka hakika imetimia. Wageni wameshafika, kaeni na kutulia. Leo miaka 60, Kenya Navy yetu hoe! Heko kwenu twarudisha kwa kuzingatia elimu, shule mkaziboresha, chekechea hadi kuanzisha. Jenerali Mulinge tunamfahamu. Leo miaka 60, Kenya Navy yetu hoye! Hakika twajivunia kupata msingi bora, huduma twaziridhia kwa kuipata idara, elimu yasimamia, hakuna la kukera. Leo miaka 60, Kenya Navy yetu hoye! Shule yetu kidedea, kimasomo iko mbele, majengo mlitujengea, mubarikiwe milele, na mazingira sawia. Baba Otieno mwana wa Mere. Leo miaka 60, Kenya Navy yetu hoye! Hapa twakuza talanta, chakacha hadi kandanda, Ikulu huwa twapita, tulifika hadi Rwanda, kimasomo tumekita, ni wepi wa kutushinda? Leo miaka 60, Kenya Navy yetu hoye! Kweli elimu uwezo, twasema hatuogopi. Hapa mwisho wa mawazo, tunakosekana wapi? Kenya Navy ndiyo gumzo, utoke uende wapi? Leo miaka 60, Kenya Navy yetu hoye! Zimepanuka akili, makubwa tunayawaza, tunafunza maadili, mabaya kuyakataza, tunasoma kweli kweli, utadhani miujiza. Leo miaka 60, Kenya Navy yetu hoye! Kwaheri twawapungia, tuliyosema yatosha, ikiwa tumekosea samahani twarudisha. Bwana Rais tumeridhia, tunasema Rais Ruto tosha. Leo miaka 60, Kenya Navy yetu hoye! Tumemaliza. Shabash.
Ewe Mungu, tunakushukuru. mwaka wa 64 serikali ilianzisha kikosi cha wanamaji hapa mkoani Pwani kurudisha amani. Mwaka wa 64 serikali ilianzisha kikosi cha wanamaji hapa mkoani Pwani kurudisha amani. Raisi wetu mpendwa na wageni wetu wote kutoka mbalimbali, wakubwa kwa wadogo, karibuni sana. Raisi wetu mpendwa na wageni wetu wote kutoka mbalimbali, wakubwa kwa wadogo, karibuni sana. Kamanda wa wanamaji tunakupa ongera, ngome ulizoweka kama mzee wa boma, ndani yetu songe mbele. Kamanda wa wanamaji tunakupa ongera, ngome ulizoweka kama mzee wa boma, ndani yetu songe mbele. Kulikuwa meli nyati, chui na simba, tulivyokuwa sana, lakini sasa hivi tunayo jasiri. Kulikuwa meli nyati, chui na simba, tulivyokuwa sana, lakini sasa hivi tunayo jasiri.
Washangilie kwa makofi mazuri wanapoondoka baada ya kuletea burudani Mheshimiwa Rais. Ndiposa kila siku tunasema Mungu ni Mungu wa majeshi. Mheshimiwa Rais, kutufungia kipindi cha burudani ni mwigizaji Profesa Hamo.
Oh, wow. Wow. Yeah? Wonderful, wonderful. Hata msimujifanye, hata kama mkoja, mujifanye makofi nini, shangwe na delemo. Pigeni makofi hata. Yeah. Wow, mtukufu rais. Karibu kwetu. Yeah. I know tunakutana Nairobi, ujui mimi ni wa Navy. Wonderful. Hata nimevaa uniform zote. Yeah, hii inaitwa hii jacket mlisema inaitwa nini? Hii. Hii jacket ni ile asinaona hata Mheshimiwa Soipan tu ya. Tuko kwa theme. Blue, white ndani, hii ndio working white. Alafu hii inaitwa red sea rig. Najua ni ya black lakini tunaita sea rig. Yeah, karibu sana mheshimiwa. Tunakupenda. Ujue ni vizuri umetembea na waheshimiwa hapa. Kwanza haswa Musalia. Kwa sababu wakati ilifika kwa ile 21 gun salute tuliambiwa tusistuke. We, sijaiona Musalia ametiki. hata ya kwanza bado. Ndio najiuliza, woi watamumaliza. Woi tebeaga naye kila mahali unaenda, mtukufu rais ndio akuwe assimilated. Ya, wewe mtebeaga naye. Afu unajua mtukufu rais, ni vizuri ulikuja pia na mheshimiwa Badi. Lakini ameteswa hapa na Kiswahili. Walipoanza kusema vitutu, malango, mkorogovyogo, niliona ameenda choo. Aliamka kaenda. It was too much Swahili in one setting. Utebeaga naye kabisa. Tunashukuru mtukufu rais. Unajua mtukufu rais, juzi ulisema unataka kusupport artist. Na ni vizuri tu, wacha niseme hii kitu initoke. Patana na profesa. Unaona vile Mungu anakupenda? Ndio huyo mimi. Kwa hivyo naomba tutebeage na wewe. Ukipata joke funny unaniambia tokea. Mimi natokea mbele yako, nachekesha watu, nikimaliza narudi kwa siasa. Unaona itaenda vizuri. We can go further. Hapa ni hivi kitu imetufurahisha. Mtukufu rais, unajua ndugu yangu mdogo aliingia jeshi. Mimi nilijaribu kuingia jeshi. Nilijaribu kabisa. Nilijaribu. Hata nikaenda nikakimbia kwa uwanja na nilikuwa kabisa. Sasa wakaniambia, wewe kwa sababu nani hapa kati yenu anajua kumatch? Mimi nikasema kijana ya jeshi wa Emirates. Mimi najua kumatch. Baba yangu 6240. Nikasimama mbele. Wakaniambia yakuja, unajua kumatch? Haya twende. Nikaenda. Wakaniambia you are good. Sasa wengine nyuma ya huyu. Mimi nikajua hawa wenye wako nyuma yangu ni raia. Mimi niko kazi. By the left, twende. Nikasikia deni hivyo mpaka nyumbani na msionekane hapa tena. Mtukufu rais, na wako hapa. Hata kuna mwingine aliniambia jeshi ile unaweza ingia ni jeshi la wokovu. Na hako hapa, nimemuona. Ukijifanya mzuri unanipiga picha. Mtukufu rais, najua kila mahali unaendaga. Watu waliniambia leo nikuje tu nikusalamie kidogo, alafu tutakuwa na wewe masaa mengine ukiweza. Lakini before niende, nilijua ujue kila mahali unaendaga watu wote ni kukuomba vitu. Viongozi wakisimama wanaomba barabara, wengine wanaomba maji, wengine waongezewe pesa. Mimi niko na kitu kimoja ninaomba. Mimi hata siombi, siombi. Mimi nataka kukupatia kitu. Najua saa zingine, unajua wewe ni baba ya watu wengi. Saa zingine kuna wagoroki, kuna wengine, tuko wengi. Sasa mimi naomba Mungu akubariki. Nilipatiwa hii tai na baba yangu. Hii tai ni adhirikea. Ninaomba nikupatie. Saa zile unasikia kutuogelesha, unavaa hii tai, iko na ugoroki na itakupeleka bad. Hii piga picha. Yeah. Mimi sitaomba kitu, mimi nimekupatia tai. Asante. Mungu ni mwema. Wonderful. Unajua nakuja karibu na wewe, kuna marafiki zako wako hapa na suti. Wako pale, leo hawana suti. Kuna mmoja nilikuja kusalamia, akanikumbatia. Unaona nikashikwa hapa. Kumbe button ya sauti iko hapa. Sasa najaribu kukuita mheshimiwa. Unasikia? Nashukuru sana. Asante sana. Mungu awabariki. Mungu awabariki nchi yetu na awabariki rais na Kenya Navy. Let us enjoy. Najua nimeambiwa dakika 5, alafu tukutane baadaye. Asanteni sana. Mungu ni mwema.
Tumshangilie kwa makofi.
Jigi 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 nyamama yo. Epi na obera na parochandaga. Nyadhi Masai. Atotena. Hata si tuko na special forces, goja kidogo, goja. Hata si tuko na special forces. Lakini ya waguruki. Wako ndio maana wamekwa huko nyuma. Tusionekane. We do amphibious landings. Yeah. We also do those. Alafu Army Commander, karibu sana. Ushaimuona akidmatch? Ana shida wa alipitia wapi kwa training? Mungu ni mwema.
Tumshangilie kwa makofi kabisa anapoondoka hapa Profesa Hamo. Mheshimiwa Rais, tumefika tamati mwa uigizaji na hali kadhalika vipindi vyote. Hivi sasa nitaweza kumwalika Meja Jamal aweze kuendelea na kipindi kitakachofuata. Mheshimiwa Rais.
Let's give a round of applause once more for the entertainment and also for Professor Hamo. Thank you so much for that engaging session. Your Excellency, sir, for the next session, we are going to move to the unveiling of the commemorative Kenya Navy at 60 book. Your Excellency, sir, it is with immense pride and honor that the Kenya Navy unveils the Diamond Jubilee commemorative publication. This book describes the journey of the Navy in development milestones from her preconception to an adult unparalleled force. It chronicles her evolution over 6 decades, from a Navy facing challenges to one performing massive operations, from a Navy struggling to fit to one partnering international, from a Navy with limited training, to a Navy that is now boasting with learning and research institutions. Your Excellency, sir, I now invite you to unveil the book and gift signed copies to our veterans and heroes. I would also like to request Your Excellency to be accompanied by the Prime Cabinet Secretary, as well as the Speaker for the Senate and the CSMOD, as well as the VCDF and service commanders. Distinguished guests, may I request you to all join His Excellency to launch the book in 3, 2, 1. A big congratulations. Let's give a round of applause for the launch of the book. Thank you so much, Your Excellency. I will now request you to take your seat and sign the books. For the rest of us, we might kindly be seated. Thank you. As His Excellency is signing the book, he will be handing over the commemorative book to retired generals of the Kenya Navy, as well as warrant officers. The first one, General retired J.R.E. Kibwana. Followed by General retired Samson Mwadede. Followed by Lieutenant General retired Mugalu. Followed by Major General retired P.O. Awita. Followed by Major General retired M.K. Ongoi, as well as Major General retired A.M. Rob. and also Major General retired B.O. Onyango. Your Excellency, sir, we also have Colonel retired Nguru, Colonel retired Kenga, Lieutenant Colonel J.C. Kimaro, whose book will be picked by the daughter, Jane Gaira, and is the first African naval officer, as well as Captain retired Musau, followed by Warrant Officer 1, Ashford Miriti, followed by Warrant Officer 1, Paul Midenga, and last but not least, Warrant Officer 1, John Chacha. Indeed, Your Excellency, the Kenya Navy commemorative book is a distinguished book that highlights the life of the Kenya Navy in the last 60 years with unique and distinct pictures. Your Excellency, sir, thank you so much. Kindly request you, sir, to take your seat. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a round of applause once more for the launch of the Kenya Navy commemorative book celebrating 60 years of distinct service to this country. Your Excellency, sir, for the next session, it's now my distinct honor to introduce our first speaker. Please join me in welcoming Major General Paul Otieno, Commander of the Kenya Navy, who will deliver the opening address and thereafter invite the Chief of Defense Forces to continue with the program. Commander, sir.
Permission to carry on, sir. Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Kenya, and the Commander-in-Chief of the Defense Forces, Cabinet Secretary Defense, other Cabinet Secretaries present, the Mombasa Governor, Mombasa County, other governors present, the Chief of Defense Forces, Principal Secretaries present, members of Parliament present, members of the Diplomatic Corps, the Vice Chief of Defense Forces, service commanders, general officers both serving and retired, visiting generals and senior officers, fellow officers, DFSM, NSM, sailors, families and honored veterans, distinguished guests and friends of the Kenya Navy, ladies and gentlemen. Sir, I warmly welcome you to the Kenya Navy and thank you for honoring us with your presence as we convene to celebrate the 60th anniversary of the founding of the Kenya Navy, themed Ulinzi Thabiti Baharini, miaka 60 ya kujitolea. From its humble birth in 1964, the Kenya Navy has grown from very modest beginning into a formidable naval force in the Eastern African coast, dedicated to safeguarding Kenya's maritime interests and contributing to regional and global stability. As we commemorate this significant occasion, it is fitting to honor the remarkable achievements of my predecessors, the distinguished fraternity of officers on whose broad shoulders I now stand. Their visionary leadership and relentless commitment laid a strong foundation that we continue to build on. We remember the pioneering efforts of our first commanders, seconded from the Royal Navy. Further, we honor the first African commanders of the Kenya Navy, the late Lieutenant Colonel Kimaru, whose daughter is present here with us. His vision and commitment to service ensured that the Kenya Navy got its foundation right as a source of national pride and resilience. We honor the late Major General Mbilu and General Retired Kibwana, who is also here, who are amongst the first crop of the Kenya Navy commanders under whose successive tenures Kenya Navy modernized and became a force to reckon with in the Western Indian Ocean region. We pay homage to Major General Retired Rafroof and Major General Retired Awita, who is here, who ensured that the welfare of the sailors and their dependents take center stage of the naval plans and operations. I salute General Retired Mwadede, who is here with us, together with his successor, Major General Retired Mkala, who became the first wartime naval generals. We also pay tribute to retired Lieutenant General Mugalu, who is here with us, Lieutenant General Mutai, who is also here with us, and Major General Nganga, who is here with us, whose leadership charted a path of growth and modernization during a period when the Navy sought to expand her capabilities in line with global maritime trends. Over the decades, Kenya Navy has enhanced its operational readiness and strengthened its position in the global maritime arena. Kenya Navy's journey has been marked by growth and achievements, which has placed it at the forefront of the global maritime security. Kenya Navy has successfully conducted historic operations, amongst them amphibious campaigns, maritime security operations, counter-piracy missions, humanitarian assistance, and disaster relief operations, and also participated in regional and international maritime exercises in cooperation with our allies. The Kenya Navy futures lies in embracing cutting-edge technology and capabilities that will enable the maintenance of a competitive edge and readiness in the ever-evolving and complex maritime security environment. In this regard, sir, Kenya Navy is partnering with the Kenya Shipyards Limited and other defense forces industries to produce maritime capabilities, including ships and other essential systems. This will enhance self-sufficiency and support national economic growth in line with Kenya's broader industrialization agenda. As I end, I wish to most sincerely thank the government of Kenya and the Ministry of Defense for the continued support that has enabled Kenya Navy to reach this far. I extend my heartfelt gratitude to all the men and the women of the Kenya Navy, past and present, for their dedication and service. Your unflagging devotion to duty and country is at the core of our success. Kenya Navy remains steadfast in guaranteeing Kenya's territorial integrity and ensuring freedom of navigation within our waters. Thank you, and may God bless the Kenya Navy, the Kenya Defense Forces, and the Republic of Kenya. It is now my humble duty to invite the Chief of Defense Forces to make his remarks.
Your Excellency, the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Kenya Defense Forces, allow me to ride on the protocol already observed by the Navy Commander and take this opportunity to welcome you and thank you most sincerely, Your Excellency, for finding time to join us today to celebrate the Kenya Navy at 60. Today, Your Excellency, as we gather here to celebrate this momentous occasion,
which is the 60th anniversary of the founding of the Kenya Navy, we give thanks to God for this far He has brought us. For 6 decades, men and women of the Kenya Navy have served our nation with dedication, courage, and honor. They have protected and continue to defend our waters, safeguarded our maritime interests, and continue to uphold the values of the Kenya Defence Forces. Since the inception of the Navy in 1964, it has played its constitutional mandate in ensuring defense and security of our maritime domain through commitment to excellence and professionalism. This has earned the Kenya Navy respect and admiration both at home and abroad. Looking ahead, Your Excellency, the challenges facing Kenya Navy are greater than ever before. Security threats in our region continue to evolve and multiply. Our maritime interests also continue to expand, particularly the opportunities available in the blue economy. It is therefore implicit that capabilities and readiness of our naval forces continue to grow and modernize. Your Excellency, we thank you for your continued personal commitment to ensure the investment in the Kenya Defence Forces modernization, and in particular the Kenya Navy fleet, which will enhance. You also ensured enhancing of our training and operational capabilities, as well as strengthening our partnerships with other maritime nations and friends. As demonstrated, Your Excellency, in the displays we have witnessed here today, the Kenya Defence Forces has developed and adopted joint operational doctrine, as well as adoption of multi-agency approaches to operations. I have no doubt that the men and women of the Kenya Navy are up to the task of working together with other sister services and other agencies, as well as our friends, because of their professionalism, the courage, and commitment for duty are second to none. As we look to the future, we remain grateful to those that served before us and reaffirm our support for the Kenya Navy and all those who serve in its ranks. Let us honor the legacy and continue to uphold the values of the Kenya Defence Forces, and as well as our national values enshrined in our Constitution. In closing, Your Excellency, I would like to extend my heartfelt congratulations again to the Navy family for this momentous occasion. On a very personal level, Your Excellency, this day is a great day for me, myself, my family and I, because my life, more than 50 years of my life revolves around the Kenya Navy. Having moved in here when my father joined in 1966, and 2 years later.
Honorable Nyambura, Excellency Governors present, the Governor of Mombasa, the Governor of Kwale County, Principal Secretaries, the Corps, the Chief of Defence Forces, General Kariri, Vice Chief of Defence Forces, Service Commanders, officers and service members, visiting general and senior officers, families, and honored veterans, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Your Excellency, I'm extremely honored to join in celebrating the Kenya Navy 60th anniversary, which, as we have been told, carries the theme Ulinzi Thabiti baharini, miaka 60 ya kujitolea. Your Excellency, the Kenya Navy, as we know, is responsible for securing our country from external seaborne aggression, and over the years, the service has evolved into a robust naval force on the East African coast. Since its establishment on the 12th December 1964, the Kenya Navy has taken part in key national and regional operations ranging from shifter campaigns of 1965 to the most recent Operation Linda Bahari. The role of the Kenya Navy in the fight against piracy in the Indian Ocean, in conjunction with other national and international partners, cannot be gainsaid. The Kenya Navy has equally taken part in humanitarian activities, including evacuation of citizens affected by various calamities, search and rescue, salvage operations, sea lifting of food and other supplies to civilian populace in times of disasters, and medical camps, among other missions. Your Excellency, as we reflect on the past and the future, we pay tribute to the founding fathers who saw it fit to complete the defense structure by having a navy in place. Kenya was indeed among the first countries to establish the navy in post-colonial Africa. I take occasion, Your Excellency, to salute the former generals and past Ministry of Defense leadership who have over the time worked tirelessly to progressively modernize our defense capabilities, a responsibility that I and the Ministry of Defense team are fully committed to continue. As we celebrate today, we remember the men and women who have paid the ultimate price in safeguarding our sovereignty and territorial integrity. It is a time to remember and honor them for the daily sacrifice they make and those that ultimately pay the price. Your Excellency, the Kenya Navy's collaboration with defense partners has significantly amplified Kenya's diplomatic standing. Through joint exercises, training programs, and coordinated maritime operations, we have strengthened our ties with friendly nations, fostering a spirit of cooperation and mutual respect. These collaborations not only enhance our maritime security, but also contribute to regional stability and peace. The blue economy is a cornerstone of our national development strategy, in which the Kenya Navy plays a very, very pivotal role. By safeguarding our maritime resources and ensuring the security of our waters, the Navy contributes directly to the government's bottom-up economic transformation agenda and Kenya's Vision 2030. Our efforts in protecting our marine ecosystems and promoting sustainable use of maritime resources contribute to the prosperity of our nation. Indeed, Your Excellency, Kenya Navy played a key role in the establishment of the Kenya Shipyards Limited, which is one of the key defense industries with a mandate to catalyze the development of shipbuilding industry in the region. And I take a special note that the Kenya Navy Commander, General Otieno, is indeed the one that kicked off the establishment of the Kenya Shipyards Limited. It is key to note that the Kenya Shipyards Limited is among the best performing government agencies that has consistently delivered profits from inception, but a lot still has to be done to maximize on efficiency. Your Excellency, in line with the Ministry of Defense gender policy, the Kenya Navy has been in the forefront of implementation with success stories of female warship commanders, marine engineers, drivers, and special operations. These are fields that have historically and ordinarily been male-dominated. As we celebrate this historic milestone, it is important to acknowledge the unwavering support of the spouses and children of our sailors, both past and present. Their sacrifices and encouragement have been instrumental in helping our commanders and sailors achieve their objectives. The strength and resilience of our naval families are the bedrock upon which our success is built. All these achievements, Your Excellency, could not have been possible without your support and guidance, which have been delivered in real time and in good measure. For this, I and the MOD team and the entire Kenya Defence Forces are grateful for the support you continue to offer to us. In conclusion, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to all the men and women of the Kenya Navy for their commitment, selflessness, and tenacity. Your commitment to duty and country is an inspiration to us all. As we look to the future, let us continue to uphold the highest standards of dignity and maritime prowess. Committed to our mission, we stand together, ready to face the storms ahead, while ensuring that the Kenya Navy remains a maritime force to reckon with in the region and beyond. As we are about to get into the festivity period, let me take this opportunity to wish all of us a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And as they say, Bravo Zulu, Kenya Navy. Fair winds and following seas. Congratulations. Your Excellency, it's now my singular honor and pleasure to invite you to make your remarks. Karibu, Your Excellency.
Thank you very much. Let's take our seats. Asanteni sana. Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Today marks a significant milestone as we celebrate 60 years of the Kenya Navy's service to our nation. Since its inception in 1963, the Kenya Navy has played a critical role in safeguarding our sovereignty, securing our maritime borders, and upholding national and regional security. This anniversary is therefore not just a reflection of time past, but a tribute to the exemplary professionalism, dedication, and courage that have defined the Kenya Navy evolution into a respected maritime force. Over the course of 6 decades, the Kenya Navy has steadily evolved into a respected entity renowned for its discipline and excellence. Our naval officers and sailors have demonstrated inspiring patriotism, commitment to duty, and commendable courage, often under challenging and difficult circumstances. Their devotion, professionalism, and integrity have cemented the Kenya Navy's reputation as a reliable and capable maritime force. As Commander-in-Chief of the Kenya Defence Forces, I am immensely proud of KDF's achievement as an institution, and particularly the Kenya Navy, which is the youngest of the 3 services. Since independence, the Kenya Navy has participated in important national and international peace missions and major operations, such as the Operation Exodus, Operation Mamba, Operation Linda Nchi, including the amphibious landing in Kismayu under the Operation Sledgehammer, which liberated Kismayo City. In this and many other anti-piracy operations in the Indian Ocean, the Kenya Navy has been consistent and effective, critical actors of its success. Our gallant officers and sailors have also provided invaluable human and humanitarian support during disaster emergencies such as flooding and mudslides, as well as search and rescue operations at sea, among others. The Kenya Navy's contribution extends beyond military operations. I am pleased to highlight its indispensable role in enhancing our national defense capacity. As you know, the establishment of Kenya Shipyard Limited, with the Navy's provision of key technical personnel and infrastructure, has been crucial to this effort. Your role in this initiative amplifies our commitment to Kenya's transformation, particularly in developing our blue economy, which holds immense untapped potential. By investing in maritime infrastructure and enhancing its security, we not only improve our naval capabilities, but also create opportunities for wealth creation and job creation as well. The strategic importance of the Kenyan Navy cannot be overstated. It serves as a deterrent to external aggression, a safeguard over our sovereignty, and a defender of our territorial integrity. Additionally, the Kenya Navy is a vital diplomatic tool, extending our influence in the West Indian Ocean region and beyond. Through joint exercises, patrols, humanitarian missions, and peace support operations, our Navy fosters cooperation and builds strong relationships with international partners, including many of our allies. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a fact of development that no progress can take place in an insecure environment. Kenya and Kenya's Navy overarching function is that of ensuring national defense against seaborne aggression, and in this role, it must work with other security agencies, and I must commend the Kenyan Navy for doing this with excellence, commitment, and patriotism. I am happy to note the excellent synergy between the Navy and the Kenya Coast Guard services, which together form the cornerstone of our national maritime defense strategy. And I must also commend the Kenya Navy for providing professional personnel and other capabilities to support not just the Kenya Coast Guard, but also many other agencies, including the Kenya Ports Authority and all the other agencies around the port of Mombasa and beyond. Both the Kenya Coast Guard and the Navy protect our coastline, combat illegal activities, secure our maritime resources, and safeguard our sea lanes of communication, trade, and business. Their collaboration exemplifies the spirit of multi-agency synergy and the whole-of-government approach that is essential for our national security. I am happy that in our midst are former commanders of the Kenyan Navy, men and women who have demonstrated exemplary leadership, demonstrated courage, and have been part of the 60 years of what our Navy has achieved. It wouldn't have been possible without the leadership, without the support, and without the input of the former leaders of the Kenya Navy, the former commanders of the Kenya Navy. In our midst, I think we have two great gentlemen who eventually became our CDFs in Kenya. We have General Kibwana in our midst. Can we give him a round of applause? Congratulations, General, for your commitment. As a nation, we are grateful for your contribution. In our midst also, we have General Mwatete. Again, General, congratulations. Thank you very much for your contribution. We are grateful for your participation in making this institution great. We wouldn't be here to write these 60 years of history without your contribution. And to all the other generals and leaders who became part of the Kenya Navy, my gratitude to you as Commander-in-Chief that you have made a contribution to what we celebrate today as a service, a Kenya Navy service that stands out as a professional entity that delivers for our nation. As we celebrate the 60th anniversary, we must also look towards the future. In this respect, our strategic vision for the next 60 years is clear. We must continue enhancing our naval capabilities, embracing innovation, and strengthening our partnerships. It is also imperative for us to invest in advanced technologies, modernize our fleet, and escalate the skills and operational capacity of our men and women in our Kenyan Navy. Our singular focus will be on maintaining a high state of readiness to ensure that we can respond swiftly and effectively to an increasingly dynamic security environment that we live in. And in the last 2 months, I have been in discussion with the leadership of the Ministry of Defense and CDF and his team on how we can modernize the capabilities that exist in our military. And I am very confident that having stabilized the economy of our country, having done the primary things that we all needed to do to make sure that we take charge of the cost of living, to make sure that we reduce our inflation, to make sure that we stabilize our currency, and to make sure that we deal with our exchange rates. And now that our housing plan is on course and our universal health coverage is on course, I can now confirm that we are ready and in a place where we can deploy resources in the modernization of not just our police, but much more importantly, our military, because progress going forward, development going forward, is going to be anchored on peace, security, and stability, without which all other endeavors of our nation will be in jeopardy. And therefore, the discussions I have had with the leadership of the Ministry of Defense are on course. And if there is one, in fact, there is only one advice I got from the Commander-in-Chief that came before me. And he asked me, when resources become available, modernize our security agencies. And I intend to do that. As a force, we would not have reached this proud milestone without the sacrifice, the vision, and hard work of those who served before us. I join you in paying homage to our fallen heroes who paid the ultimate price for the peace, the tranquility, and the stability we enjoy today. I also extend my heartfelt gratitude to all the men and women of the Kenya Navy, both serving and retired. I honor your dedication, bravery, sacrifice, for which It forms the bedrock of our success today. The Kenyan nation thanks you for your patriotic service. As we celebrate this historic milestone, let us reaffirm our commitment to uphold the highest standards of professionalism, integrity, and excellence. By working together as one team, we will overcome any challenge, transcend every obstacle, navigate the uncertainties of the future, and continue to make the Kenyan Navy a source of pride for our nation as we do the entire security architecture of our country. Finally, ladies and gentlemen, it is really a proud moment for all of us who are here. And as I said in my statement, we've not just come here to reflect on the passage of time. We are celebrating real, tangible achievements and real progress that has been achieved over the years, contributed by many who may not be here today, who came before us. Their contribution is what we stand on today, is the progress that informs the moment we are in. And I am truly proud that I am part of this celebration of 6 years of the progress of this great institution. I want to commit that you have my unqualified support as we go into the future. The Kenya Navy, you have also produced our current CDF, General Kahari. And you heard him say he went to nursery school in this compound. Many years back. And so it's a very proud moment for all of us that the Kenya Navy has been part and parcel of the progress of our nation. I want to ask the officers, the men and women who are in the Kenya Navy, not to lower the standard, to keep the standards high. We want to celebrate the coming years better, to be able to say we have made much more progress than where we were when we celebrated the 60th anniversary. And we will support you, we will work with you. The government of Kenya will be behind you to make sure that we achieve this as we build the institutions that support the progress of our nation. All of us, as the people of Kenya, have a duty and a responsibility to our nation. Whatever contribution you can make to making Kenya great, do not spare a moment to do it. I want to tell you that Kenya is going to succeed in a very big way. We must believe in ourselves. We must believe in our nation. I encourage all of us. We do not have a spare nation. This is our moment to make our contribution to making Kenya great. And we must believe in ourselves and believe in our nation. Finally, let me thank the people of Coast Province and the families of the Kenya Navy officers and personnel for the warm welcome that we have received in this compound. I know in our midst we have many leaders. Let me ask, I know we have the chair of the parliamentary committee here on matters defense and other members of parliament. Can you rise up? We recognize you. These are the people, men and women who support us. Let me introduce them. This gentleman is called Bernard. He's a member of parliament from Kakamega. Pigeni makofi. We have Rehab Mukami from Nyeri. We have Ali from Tana River. We have Chematia from Baringo. We have Fatuma from Isiolo. We have Moses Kirima from Meru. We have my good friend from Undanyi, and the chair, Mr. Koech from Kericho. Mbogwa, Senator Mbogwa, a member of the Senate, is a nominated member of parliament. And of course, the member of parliament for this area, Mishimboko. Let me also recognize our two governors. Governor Abdul Samad of Mombasa, Geni Makofi Sana, is the governor of this area. And then we have Fatuma Achani, our governor from Kwale. And of course, we have PSS and CSS. They are very good people, and they are part of my support team. I have Mr. Mbadi here, who is the CS for Treasury. Whenever you see him around, know that money will not be a problem. And then we have Salim Buria, who is our Minister for Trade. And then I have Margaret Nyambura there, Ndungu, who is Minister for ICT. And then we have the PSS around, Raymond Omolo here, and Patrick Mariro there. They are also very good people. And we are all part of one team, which is important for us to forge unity as we go into the future. And so with these many remarks, let me, to all of you, wish you a Merry Christmas and a blessed 2025. Asanteni sana. God bless our Kenya Navy. God bless our Kenya Defense Forces. And God bless our great country, Kenya. Asanteni sana.
Asante sana Mheshimiwa Rais. Mheshimiwa Rais, umewadia wakati wa sherehe za machweo ya jua, beating of the retreat by the Kenya Navy Band. Na kwa heshima na ruhusa yako Mheshimiwa Rais, tuweze kuketi tafadhali. Bandmaster, iwapo uko tayari, uwanja ni wako. Mkurugenzi wa muziki Jeshi la Wanamaji, Captain Simon Mwanganda, akiweza kuchukua nafasi yake rasmi, tayari kutekeleza wajibu wake alasiri ya leo. Kwa heshima Mheshimiwa Rais, naomba sote tusimame kwa wimbo wa Injili, wimbo wa kushusha bendera, wimbo wetu wa taifa na wimbo wa Jumuiya ya Afrika Mashariki. mwelekezi wa bendi hii ya Jeshi la Wanamaji akija kumwomba Mheshimiwa Rais idhini ya kuondoa bendi hizi. Asanteni kwa heshima, tunaweza kuketi Mheshimiwa Rais. Anaondoka hivi sasa mkurugenzi wa muziki Jeshi la Wanamaji baada ya kutekeleza majukumu yake siku ya leo. Mheshimiwa Rais, nitaweza kumwalika Meja Jamal aweze kutupa itifaki ya kuweza kufumukana mahali hapa. Welcome sir.
Your Excellency, sir, ladies and gentlemen, as we look back on the 60 years of service, we also look forward to a future of continued excellence and dedication. We will continue to protect and serve our nation with honor and pride. Your Excellency, sir, the next session will be tree planting, followed by the photo session. Sir, for the tree planting and to commemorate this day, the Kenya Navy has been planting 60 trees every day for the last 60 days in honor of the Kenya Navy heroes and heroines, its families, and the community. This morning, Your Excellency, 59 of our dignitaries have already planted 59 trees, awaiting the crowning moment, which is you planting your tree. Sir, for the photo session, we will be having 5 exposures. For those who will be sitting, you will be joined, Your Excellency, with the Prime Cabinet Secretary, the Speaker of the Senate, the CS, Ministry of Defense, and other CSs, the Chief of Defense Forces, the PS, Ministry of Defense, the Vice Chief of Defense Forces, service commanders, and the Vice Chancellor of the National Defense University, Kenya. Those are the ones who will be seated. Sir, for the exposure, the first exposure, and this will be on standing position, will be generals from our friendly and allied countries. For the second exposure will be retired Navy generals and other retired generals. For the third exposure will be the Military Wives Association of Kenya members, led by the Chair Lady, Madam Grace Kahariri. Sir, for the fourth exposure will be serving generals. And lastly, for the fifth exposure will be formation commanders, that's the Kenya Navy formation commanders, as well as the principal staff officers of the Kenya Navy. The rest of us will proceed to the luncheon area as will be guided. The officers and the distinguished invited guests will proceed to the officers' wardroom. Service members and their families will proceed to the Sailors Club. Your Excellency, I now request you and the selected guests to proceed to the tree planting area and have a photo session thereafter. Your Excellency, sir.
Maybe you can mention we just maintain our position, so that's what position.
Distinguished guests, I'd like us to maintain our position as the Excellency is saying hello to all the senior officers of the Kenya Defense Forces. Thank you. Distinguished guests, once more, I'd like to request you to remain standing wherever you are as the Excellency is greeting all our senior and general officers from the Kenya Defense Forces.
Check, check. Check.